Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to talk about Justin Thomas. He seems to be the guy everyone wants to talk about this week. And it's clear, towards the end of last season, his game was trending in the right direction. You look at the way he finished up 2024, runner-up at the Zozo Championship. He played well to finish out the year at the Hero World Challenge. It's no big surprise. He brings a lot of confidence, not only into the season, but specifically this week. He's played well on these golf courses before, and he knows the one thing he does best, ball striking, will be the keys to victory this week.
Make a lot of birdies as a start, but yeah, I think everybody knows what you're getting into. I think you can occasionally have some days or some years where, like the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I've never seen wind like that out here. I'm used to it being like it is today. I mean, not a cloud in the sky, zero wind, but it was blowing 20, 25 all of a sudden. It was a little different. I was hitting from different places than I was used to, but I mean, if you just drive it well, kind of getting a little bit of a rhythm, you're going to have some runs and just truly just make as many birdies as you can.
This is your second start of the year. You played in Maui. What was the focus during the offseason for you?
Becoming a dad was the biggest focus, but no, just try to continue to build and work on the things I was. I mean, I think it's easy, off season we feel like we have a good amount of time, but also don't feel like you have any time. So it's kind of a fine line there and I think it's easy to get into some feeling like, not start from scratch, but like really work on some new things. And I've found from trial and error that isn't always necessarily the best thing, at least for me. So really just trying to continue to improve the things that I was doing well. And, I was starting to really play some good golf there at the end of the year and just try to continue to do the same stuff.
You mentioned something in Maui when you were talking with the press about the idea of you wanted to play golf, quote, pissed off this year. What does that look like?
I don't know. I just think I'm always going to be hard on myself. I always am hard on myself. I don't think it necessarily changes anything there, but just feeling like I maybe need to prove something again or prove myself a little bit. I think it's, I don't know. I got in a little, very fortunate, but played well enough to get in a rhythm there for 4, 5, 6 years of winning multiple events a year. And you feel like that's all that's going to happen. And then, you don't do it for a couple of years, and some people kind of think then that's, you're done kind of thing. And I'm far from it, at least I feel like I am, and feel like my best golf is still ahead of me. So that's kind of what I want to prove.
Now, another player who's looking to kickstart his year here in the Coachella Valley after a really eventful offseason is Tony Finau, who admitted to me this afternoon that he is as close to 100% healthy as he has been in a long time.
I finally had the time to do it. I didn't want to do it towards the end of the season. I felt like, I had a chance to play on the President's Cup and still wanted to get through the playoffs. And I felt like I could still do that at a high level. After the President's Cup, I knew my knee was leaking oil and my swing started to change. And I finally had an off season and time to do it. So that's where the decision came from.
Other than rehab, what did you do during the off season?
Yeah, just a lot of being at home with my kids. I spent about 3 months at home rehabbing and getting on a schedule there. And but I enjoyed time with my family, my wife, and our kids, and just enjoyed the holidays.
You just mentioned in the media center, this is something you've been struggling with for a number of years. I know you're not 100%. That's hard for a golfer to do. But what does it feel like to actually feel semi-healthy?
Yeah, it was a huge start for me. I feel like I played really nicely in Maui. With the circumstances, going in with a little bit of uncertainty with how my body was going to react, where my game was at, but I was really happy with the start that I had there, and I just want to continue to build on that. My physical health, most importantly, as we move forward in the season.
You've played well at this event in the past. What are the keys to playing well on these 3 golf courses?
Yeah, the keys I think are just being patient. I know we say that a lot, but what I mean by that is that they come in flurries out here, and sometimes you're going to go through a 5-6 hole stretch, maybe where you're even or 1 over, but you can follow that up with a 4-hole stretch of 5 under. And so. They really do come in flurries out here. You have to be patient enough to make them happen and not be too anxious when you're looking at the leaderboard and you're making pars and your name's going down the leaderboard. Just, stay your game, be patient with yourself, and then the birdies will come.
Now, one thing to watch for when it comes to Justin Thomas this week is which driver is he going to put in play. We talked a lot about this during the Hero World Challenge late last year when he was tinkering with the driver with a slightly longer shaft. It was 46 inches. He's trying to squeeze a little bit more distance out of that driver on certain golf courses. And when I asked him this afternoon, he said these 3 golf courses for the American Express were exactly what he had in mind. Jimmy?